Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of He Rants. I'm your host, Felix, Law and Charges. Hey, check it out, man. We gotta give up some sports news, man. We gotta talk about the guy, the NFL star Xavien Howard. If you guys don't know who Xavien Howard is, he's the star cornerback. Corner, I want to make sure you guys heard that right. Corner, not quarterback, because sometimes that word can be muffled up. Both very valuable positions, but let's be honest, the people look at quarterbacks as the most important player on the field, though. But that's besides the point, though. Xavien Howard, great player, 3-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time interception leader. In fact, I mean, this guy is a legit force to be reckoned with, right? But the reason why we're talking about Xavien Howard, right? Because I have to give him all his accolades right there in the forefront, because what we're about to talk about is very negative, right? So pretty much this guy, Xavien Howard, is facing a lawsuit from a woman who claims he gave her genital herpes. You heard that right. The bumps down there in the nether regions, man. My goodness. It's like the modern day Magic Johnson, right? Except the bumpy kind. I'm sorry, that wasn't a good joke. But either way, the bumpy kind. You know what I'm saying? I'm still running with it. Right? But the woman, she didn't disclose her name, so she's going as Jane Doe for right now. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense, because let's be real, right? If I don't expect to be with this person for the rest of my life, I don't want everybody to know I'm the girl that got herpes. You feel me? You just walk around knowing that you are the female that has gotten the bumps down there. Unless, that's why I look at these people that be on those commercials for the, treatments for certain STDs, and I'd be like, wow, you guys are really bold. Granted, maybe not all of them have the STD, but if I'm on that video, I better have the STD, because I'll be damned, because everybody's going to think I have the STD, and I'm all on the video smiling when they're talking about the side effects of the drugs and stuff. That's besides the point, man. But this is pretty much what she said, right? So the alleged victim details how she first met Howard back in 2018 at Quest Diagnostic Laboratory. You guys know about Quest Diagnostic. That's the place where everybody goes for the urine samples when it's time to get that job. The athlete taking her there on the first date, which is wild, you know what I'm saying? Before the pair would engage in sexual activities, the lawsuit claims. That's interesting, right? Because I'm pretty sure by him doing that, he's letting her know, listen, I'm going in raw. I'm smashing raw, all right? The only reason we're going to get this STD check is because I'm letting you know we're going raw. So I'm not wearing a condom. I'm letting you know that right now. I just want to give you peace of mind, let you know that I don't have any STDs, but I'm going in raw. Either you accept that or not. So I'm going on the first date, son. This guy's going right to the punch. But she should be happy that she's getting a date. Let's be honest. A lot of these NFL players, they're getting hoes aplenty. So it's like, at that point, they don't have to take girls out for the dates, right? But before the pair would engage, before the pair actually would engage in sexual activities, the lawsuit claims Howard told her he had no STDs and proceeded to show her his recent test results, would appear to have come back negative, right? So the following year, however, Howard was said to have contracted genital herpes and didn't disclose the information to the woman. See, that's what happens. See, when you're a professional athlete, like I said earlier, hoes start throwing the JJ aplenty. It's hard to turn them down. And of course, for those of you guys who have had raw, unprotected sex, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You don't ever really want to wear a condom. And like I've said to many people, if you believe in Disney enough, which is surprising, because Xavien Howard actually plays in Florida. He plays in Miami. Close enough to Disney World, I would say. I know it's about a 4-hour drive from Miami to Orlando. But I would say close enough, or a 3-hour drive, I believe, to at least believe in Disney. Because I always say, if you believe in Disney, you don't get an STD. That's the reason why I put the freaking, intro with the Disney. You believe in Disney, you don't get STD, man. But clearly he didn't believe in Disney enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a disclosure for those of you guys who heard me just say the thing about Disney. Do that at your own risk. If you end up contracting STD, don't come crying to me. Just know that you didn't believe enough. If you believe that you're not sure if you believe enough, don't try it. You cannot waver. You cannot waver. You have to believe in Disney. But yeah, back to this. He said he would allegedly tell her that he'd been tested several times and his results were still coming back as disease-free. With knowledge of his incurable sexual transmitted disease, the herpes, and without disclosure, Howard continued to engage in unprotected sex with the plaintiff. Dastardly. Dastardly. Without informing her. Oh, dastardly. Dastardly. This guy was like, nah, this is a feel-good story, if you catch what I'm saying, right? But he's given the bumps. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until last year when the woman found out that she had tested positive for genital herpes, which is crazy, right? She didn't feel confident. Maybe he was probably thinking in his mind too, I'm not going to get a test, but if she doesn't get an STD, that means I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You know how some dudes, they cheat on their girl and then they don't get tested until their girl gets tested, and if the girl comes back clean, like, okay, cool, I'm clean. It's probably what it was. You know what I'm saying? And she also said she knew she got it from him because she was solely sleeping with him at the time. Only possibility would have been that he transmitted the incurable disease to her. See, here's the part that it's he say, she said. How do we know that she's only been with him? How do we know that she didn't get it and gave it to him? You guys know I had to find a way to blame the woman in this situation. You guys know I am misogynistic. I'm the head misogynistic guy out here. So yeah, how do we know that isn't what happened, right? You guys watched Why Did I Get Married? You know what I'm saying? The dude was cheating, but she was cheating too, and she got an STD and gave it back to the dude, and then she started blaming the dude like he was the one who gave her the STD. You know what I'm saying? How do we know this is not the same thing? How do we know she didn't give Xavien Howard the STD? Huh? How do we not know that? I doubt it though, but I mean, it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? So Howard initially denied having herpes after being confronted by the woman, but before eventually coming clean and allegedly admitting that he had known about the condition and wrongfully continued to engage in unprotected sex regardless. This guy's a cold savage. He's a cold savage, man. Put this guy in Antarctica, son. He is a cold monster right there with the polar bears. My goodness. And he had the audacity to say, man, I've been told you I was sorry for giving it to you. Whew. But what can I do now? The damage is done. You keep bringing it up as it's going to change something. Like, your ass can't move on. Savage. Tell me that's not savage. He put that in text messages too, by the way. Savage. I mean, let's be honest, though. I'm not on his side whatsoever, but I'll say this. What he's saying is completely accurate. At this point, what's the point of you complaining? You have the herpes. It's like, you're not going to lose it. You're not going to lose the herpes. I feel sorry for her, honestly, son, because this guy, come on, bro. I don't get it. But yeah, that's what happens when you don't believe in Disney, son. But yeah, he's like, what's the point? What's the point of you getting upset and arguing with me about it? I already said sorry and everything, right? You know, what's done is done. You feel me? But she's smart because she decided to sue him. You know what I'm saying? But before she sued him, she continued to have sex with him because at that point she was just ready like, well, I already have the STD and he has the STD, so it's not like we can contract it twice. You feel me? This is not the vid. You know what I'm saying? The C19. It's not that. You can't contract it twice. You got the herpes. You got the herpes. It's here to stay. You feel me? Like those in-laws that just can't let their child grow up. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just speaking in general. But yeah, man. So after that, she was really scared and confused, which I definitely understand. So now she decided to take him to court and suing this guy for $30,000. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like she still loved this guy because 30 stacks, that's it. That's it. That's all you're suing him for? 30 racks? Crazy. Nah. $1 million minimum. You told me you knowingly gave me the herpes? Oh, nah. $1 million minimum. A minimum no. Come on now. Stop playing with me, son. He got the money. He's going to get all this, bro. He's going to get all this. Just like he gave you all this. All these bumps. That's what. That's not funny. That's not funny. It is funny. It's not funny. It's one of those things that you hear, like, it happened to somebody else, and you're like, damn, that sucks. Like, I feel sorry for that person. But you're also like, my goodness, thank God that didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those situations like, damn, that sucks. Like, I'm praying for you, but whew, better you than me. You feel me? Like, don't make me seem like I'm a bad guy, because you guys know you guys have done that before as well. Like, don't fake. You guys definitely be like, damn, that gotta happen to, like, man, you see somebody playing a sport, you guys are both playing the sport, other person get injured, you're like, whew, man, thank God it was him, not me. And let's be honest, like, if you get hurt or something like that, something happens to you, you'd be like, damn, why did it happen to me? You know what you're really trying to say. You're trying to say, like, man, I wish this had happened to somebody else other than me. Like, come on, son. So I know I'm not I'm not the only one dashly thinking like that, man. So, man, hey, but I'm praying for this woman right here. Not like, just like Xavier Howard said, not like it's going to change anything. She's still going to have the herpes. She's still going to have the herpes. But that's all I got to say on this, man. If you stay this long, I appreciate you. I love you, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as with the post notification. That way, you always be one of the first to hear the voice. Same time, leave a like, because I'm so damn insecure in those likes. Definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. Same time, you got to buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms, because we're so humble. Look in the description box below. And that's all I got to say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.